A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This phrase reminds us that, no matter how far the road of life may seem, every success starts with small steps, with that first decision to move forward. We often invest so much energy into building an image of happiness for others, trying to convince them our life is perfect. But when the curtain falls and we are left alone, we realize that we may not truly understand what happiness really means. A healthy person may wish for 1,000 things, but a sick person wishes for only one: to have health again. Don't wait until you lose something to see its true value. There are 3 things in life that, once lost, can never be recovered: time, words, and opportunities. Therefore, it's essential not to waste precious time, to be mindful of our words, and to seize every opportunity that comes our way. Sometimes, when someone speaks ill of you behind your back, it's simply a sign that you've moved further ahead than they have. Life grants us 2 lives, and the second begins the moment we realize we only have one. A common mistake many people make is to neglect their own efforts, undervaluing what they have worked hard to achieve, while spending too much time worrying about other people's affairs. We often judge and criticize others' lives without noticing that our own door is still unclean. When you feel hurt and think of revenge, remember that hatred can often consume both the avenger and the avenged. Before you embark on the path of vengeance, be prepared to dig 2 graves, for sometimes both will suffer. In the painful defeats that life presents, there are thousands of lessons waiting for us to reflect on and learn from. Yet there is only one lesson in victory, and that lesson is humility and the value of gratitude. Don't live in the past if you're feeling down. The past will hold you back and make you miss out on the present's joy. If you're anxious, you're thinking about an uncertain future that's beyond control. Only by being fully present in the moment can you find true peace and fulfillment. Clearing our mind and keeping a pure heart is a journey that requires patience and perseverance. When you keep your soul calm and free from negative thoughts, your actions will naturally follow suit, becoming peaceful and kind. The person who says, "I can do it," and the one who says, "I can't," are both correct because their beliefs determine their success or failure. Learn as though you always feel you lack knowledge and fear the loss of what you've already gained. Let curiosity and the thirst for learning stay with you throughout life. Don't be too quick to criticize others' faults when your own life is not yet free of imperfections. It's like criticizing your neighbor's snow-covered roof while the doorstep of your own home remains unclean. Take time to look inward, refresh your spirit, and focus on the values you can bring to your own life and to those around you. If you hold hatred in your heart, then you have already lost, surrendering your peace and allowing yourself to become the defeated. As we grow older, we realize that losing within oneself is the most bitter defeat. It is far more shameful to lack trust in friends than to be deceived by them. The absence of faith in friends leaves a chill in the heart, whereas even a fragile trust offers hope for the journey ahead. When you are strong, allow yourself moments of vulnerability. When you are weak, find the strength within. A flatterer is always a hidden enemy, as flattery adds no value but instead feeds illusions about oneself. Those who truly care are the ones brave enough to point out our faults, encouraging us to look within and improve. Avoiding responsibility or evading what we know we need to do is the worst kind of cowardice. What the caterpillar sees as the end, the rest of the world views as the beginning of a butterfly. Someone who tries to travel two roads at once will remain stuck, reaching nowhere. True wealth does not lie in money or status, but in contentment with one's destiny. A noble person uses material things as tools for life, while a lesser man is consumed by them. A true leader doesn't need to wield force, they lead by example. Even the sharpest sword, when plunged into salt water, will eventually rust. Human nature may sometimes lean toward darkness, but conscious actions can nurture and awaken goodness. Amid the chaos of life, remember there are always hidden opportunities where patience and courage will help us rise above. If you want to lead others, walk alongside them and seek to understand rather than impose. When anger flares up, consider the consequences of every word, every action. To truly know your enemy, you must sometimes place yourself in their shoes. Empathy is an immense strength. If you are the smartest person in a room, then you're in the wrong room, for there you have nothing left to learn. Opportunities multiply when we seize them, while selfish desires only lead us further astray. When we let go of what we cling to, we unlock the potential to become our best selves. A man who wishes to move a mountain cannot do so in a single day. The journey begins by carrying away small stones. Those who wish to fight must first understand the value of the struggle, and the power of patience and persistence can allow the weak to overcome the strong. Be so subtle and perceptive that you are almost invisible. Be so mysterious and calm that you are nearly soundless. In this way, you will truly be the master of your own fate, and that of those who would stand against you. True words are often hard to hear, while easy words are rarely true. The ancient sages believed that a wise warrior is not only one who wins, but one who masters the art of winning with ease and composure. Living for others' praise will only make you a prisoner of their approval, depriving you of true freedom. The wise men of old were often reserved in speech. They regarded excessive talk as a shame, seeing it as a failure to master themselves. Belief in oneself is the foundation of all action. Nothing is softer or more adaptable than water. Yet it is precisely water's patience and non-resistance that allows it to overcome any obstacle. Often, life's deepest answers have yet to be questioned, and the most profound inquiries require living and searching to understand. When the mind is determined, the body has the strength to endure even with little. We must be mindful of our thoughts, for they become words. Words lead to actions. Actions form habits. Habits shape character, and character in turn defines our destiny. Great achievements are often built on small, persistent efforts. The wise understand that avoiding extremes helps keep life in balance. A great heart is one that never loses the purity and innocence of childhood. We tend to accept advice sparingly, yet we give it generously, sometimes forgetting its true depth. Always think carefully and reflect before making a decision, for the greater our knowledge, the more challenging it becomes to manage our actions. If what you are about to say is not more valuable than silence, then silence is the wiser choice. True excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in the skill to defeat one's enemies without fighting at all. Nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished in its time. Do not do to others what you would not want done to yourself, and remember that justice, though it moves slowly, is always precise. We begin to die from the moment we are born. Therefore, if you wish to shape the future, Learn from the past. Loving friends is easy, but sometimes the hardest lesson is learning to love your enemies. Knowledge is a treasure, and practice is the key that unlocks it. Bad habits can only be conquered today, not tomorrow. Those who truly understand tend to speak little, while those who talk much often know less than they think. Do not place your trust in those who have nothing left to lose, for they have little to protect. Choose a job you love, and you'll never have to work a day in your life, for it will be a passion rather than a chore. Plan for difficult tasks while they are still easy, and accomplish great things when they are still small. The ones who speak too much often stumble, while those who understand simplicity find clarity. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Resisting them only creates sorrow. Let things flow naturally and allow life to unfold in its own way. Think about tomorrow, for the past cannot be changed. An enemy may sometimes be just a friend who knows too much about you, and while victory over others brings strength, victory over oneself brings true courage and freedom. If you give a man a bowl of rice, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him to grow rice, you save his life. Life's lessons run deep. From order can come chaos, from courage can arise fear, and from strength can emerge weakness. Sometimes, the harder you search, the more you risk losing what you seek. Letting go and allowing things to unfold naturally can bring what you truly need right before your eyes. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop, for patience and perseverance are essential on life's journey. A true artist will not alter his craft to please those who do not understand it, just as a craftsman who grinds his blade too much will find it blunted. Beware of anything toxic, a single lie or a path fraught with hidden dangers that might steer you away from life's true values. Better to light a small candle than to curse the darkness, for even the smallest light can illuminate an entire space. Every living creature with blood in its veins and horns on its head will fight back when threatened. People, too, are vulnerable when their will to live is too strong. Those who truly understand the horrors of war also appreciate the value of peace. Time is a concept of our own making, so saying, "I don't have time" is like saying, "I don't want to." A noble person takes responsibility for their mistakes, while the small-minded are quick to blame others. Just as water does not hold a fixed shape, life's circumstances constantly shift and change. Overfilling a bowl will cause it to spill. Over-sharpening a blade will cause it to dull. Friends are the siblings that perhaps God hasn't given us by blood, but offers through life's journey. It is better to light even a small candle than to sit and curse the darkness. In life, creatures with horns will naturally rise to defend themselves when attacked, and humans, when facing challenges, must also find ways to rise. Those who know but pretend not to are the wisest of all, while those who do not understand but pretend to know are trapped by their ignorance. Tell me, and I will forget. Show me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will understand. Do not dwell on others' opinions, for doing so will make you a prisoner of their expectations. Achieving anything is like digging a well. You may dig 70 feet deep, but if you don't find water, it remains a dry well. Even a loss can turn into a gain, and gains sometimes turn into losses. The sense of right and wrong is the beginning of wisdom. No crime is greater than allowing desire to control you. No disaster is worse than being discontent, and no misfortune is greater than being consumed by greed. Attack the evil within yourself, rather than being preoccupied with judging or condemning the darkness in others. For thoughts are the seeds of all actions. If your thoughts are not pure, your actions will easily stray from true values and morals. Complaining about something unpleasant only doubles its negativity, while laughing at it is a way to destroy it. Forgiving those who have wronged you is a way to rise above them. Because in forgiveness, you are no longer bound by anger or resentment. There are 3 ways to gain wisdom. First, by reflecting upon yourself. This is the noblest way. Second, by imitation. This is the easiest. And third, by experience. This is the most bitter. Truth is not always beautiful, and sweet words are rarely truthful. Many people suffer because they feel helpless, yet often the problem is simply that they do not take action. If you allow anger to control you, then you are letting others have power over your emotions. Be content with what you have and find joy in the way things are. For when you realize that nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Life is a journey to be experienced, not just a destination to reach. Never say never, for the days pass quickly and nothing remains the same. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. We gain by letting go, and sometimes we lose by gaining. No matter how busy you think you are, make time to read, for otherwise, you surrender yourself to ignorance of your own choosing. When you free yourself from the boundaries and expectations you place upon yourself, you open the door to becoming the best version of who you can be. Happiness is when you are understood. Great happiness is when you are loved. True happiness is when you know how to love. Moderation is the first step toward virtue, and it is the foundation of moral perfection. Sometimes we see many things but overlook what is essential. Just as a snow goose doesn't need to bathe to remain white, you don't need to do anything but be yourself to retain your own true worth. A wise person knows that they do not know everything, and self-respect will bring you the respect of others. If you lack faith, existence itself will not believe in you. What may seem evil to one person at one time can be good to another in a different moment. I have only 3 teachings to share: simplicity, patience, and compassion. These are your greatest treasures in life. To be loved deeply by someone gives you strength, while to love someone deeply gives you courage. The path you seek is very near, yet people often search for it in faraway places and in complicated things. Every new beginning is hidden within the pain of an ending. Forget injuries, but never forget kindness. The soul does not want to see what is hidden, and often it only sees what it desires to find. There is beauty in everything, but not everyone can see it. The path of truth is like a great road. It's not difficult to recognize. The only challenge is that people often do not choose to seek it. A person without shame is truly to be pitied, for the lack of shame is the most shameless state of all. Learn to bend when needed, to keep yourself upright, to empty your mind so that it may remain full, to let yourself wear down only to renew again. Those who chase 2 rabbits at once will catch neither. Health is the greatest wealth. Contentment is the most precious treasure, and self-confidence is the best friend one can have. A mountain trail, if used frequently, soon becomes a clear path. Yet if left unused, it will quickly be overtaken by weeds. Hatred is easy, while love is hard. This is the way of all things. Every good thing requires effort, while bad things are always within easy reach. A fully aware soul knows without needing to study, sees, without the need to look, and holds on without the need to do anything. Learning without reflection wastes effort, while thinking without learning is dangerous. Strive to treat others as you wish to be treated, and you will find that this is the shortest path to kindness. Success can be as perilous as failure, and hope can be as hollow as fear. Those of higher morality do not see themselves as moral, therefore they reach the highest level of virtue. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, that is the true error. A wise person, when wanting to stand above others, chooses instead to place themselves below. When wishing to move ahead, willingly steps back. Those who insult you only take away your negative energy, leaving you with positive energy, because forgiveness sets you free, while resentment keeps you bound. A good person ultimately is the teacher of the bad, while a bad person provides the lessons for the good. Study as though you have not yet reached your goal and fear missing it. If you spend enough time alone, you will learn to embrace solitude, and in that, you may discover your true potential without dependence on others. You cannot open a book without learning something. And if you hold true to your nature, without seeking comparison or competition, the world will offer you respect. Anyone who seeks to offend you is actually harming themselves even more, for hatred traps the soul, while you, through compassion, will feel free and stronger than ever. A man with outward courage dares to die, but a man with inner courage truly dares to live. To live courageously is not merely to act recklessly or to be unafraid of danger, but to face every challenge, to accept hardship and failure, and to keep moving forward. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising again each time we fall. Each time we overcome pain, disappointment, or loss, our inner courage grows stronger. True resilience does not mean avoiding failure. It means facing it and emerging stronger. A truly great person is not someone who seeks everything, but rather one who holds on to what is essential and is willing to let go of what is trivial. They live with sincerity, but are not bound by rigid rules or regulations. Those who place their values on what truly matters do not need to rely solely on laws to guide their actions, for their inner principles and sense of morality serve as their compass. Don't worry about whether others know you. Instead, strive to be someone worth knowing. One's true worth does not lie in fame or admiration, but in what they genuinely bring to others. If you do not fear death, nor difficulty or obstacles, then nothing is out of your reach. It is inner courage that gives you the strength to pursue every goal you set. A truly virtuous person is always humble in words, but shines through actions. Those who rush for success, without paying attention to the journey, often gain nothing lasting. But those who begin a task with dedication and finish it with the same care they started with will always find success. Success is not just in the final result, but in the consistent pursuit of the right values along the way. Anyone who dares to ask a question may be considered foolish for a moment, but the one who never dares to ask remains a fool for life. Knowledge, wisdom, and growth are born from questions, from the desire to understand, and from the humility to admit one's ignorance. In contrast, those who stay silent, not out of wisdom but from a fear of exposing their lack of knowledge, will never truly grow. Life sometimes pulls us toward fleeting desires, causing us to lose ourselves in temporary pleasures. The less we let ourselves be carried away by passing whims, the less power they hold over us, and only then can we find true freedom and peace. Truth, when spoken prematurely, can cause harm, for not everyone is ready to face it. When true virtue is lost, surface-level kindness appears. When kindness fades, justice takes over. When justice itself is lost, what remains is only the appearance of decency, an empty form, a beginning of all disorder. No great achievement comes without persistent, often unglamorous, effort. Recognizing one's own limitations is not weakness, but the greatest strength, for it inspires us to keep learning and improving. True friendship is the harmony of two souls in two bodies, a resonance in values, purpose, and ideals. Those who understand their own worth and limits find contentment in what they have, while arrogance leads only to failure and loss. Sometimes to achieve victory, one must be willing to yield, to step back and observe for the right moment. At times, accepting a humble position leads to the greatest success. A humble heart and a calm spirit will take you further than any ambition. Embrace life with courage, rise after each fall, and strive to be someone the world remembers for true, meaningful values. Which lesson resonates with you most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found value in this content, don't forget to subscribe for more videos that bring timeless wisdom and inspiration. Thank you for watching, and remember, the journey of self-discovery never ends.